I'm back with another episode. This one's going to be quite educational for you guys. I have today with me Sunil from Mumbai, who is a media professional. He thinks heaven is some place where mountains touch the sky while riding a bike. If you think so, this episode might turn out to be your favorite. Hi Sunil.
Hey Kevin, thanks for inviting me. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I hope that you're at home and it's safe.
Yes, absolutely. I hope everyone's safe, in fact.
So Sunil, take us a little behind into your history of how you've become who you are today and how this travel scene's all started.
Great, Kevin. I'll begin with telling you about how I firstly got very close to understanding what nature is and why people love nature and the outdoors in specific. When I was schooling, my mother put me into 4 years of Indian Naval Ship course, which is called Sea Cadet Corps. I was trained by the Merchant Navy Armed Forces. I've learned sailing, rigging, march pass, how to even shoot a gun. Right after my 10th class, I joined my first internship, which was into marketing and events. And that's why I got exposed to understanding what media and marketing is, being around in and around of glamour life. But the only thing which took me by surprise of the entire thing was that how people could get to travel. I decided that I would not take up a regular education. I did it from distance learning. 3 years of my degree college, I did from Mumbai University straight, so that I could make money and save for my future plans. So when it came to the point where I want to work now, I only decided if I'm going to work for a stagnant salary, which is going to give me money, how am I going to save up and then travel otherwise? Because ideally that's perspective. You get a fixed salary, you save up, and then you travel to a point. You have to figure out कि भाई 50 मिलेगी कि नहीं मिलेगी, कैसे manage करेंगे. So all of that,
So I come from the expertise of doing that. So I have say 28 fixed leaves in a year, and I make the most of those fixed leaves. I feel that even if you use 7 more days of vacation and not get paid for it, I think it is still good to do. And that is what I try to tell people. You won't get this year again. You won't get this time again. And maybe 7 days of pay cut is only X amount of money, but the experiences that you do while you're traveling is much, much more.
Before we start, the thing is how, everybody is well balanced with money and financials, especially with family. But I come from a place where my mom was the only single parent, and I had financial responsibilities as well. So I decided to take up work for these artist companies and just write random emails to them saying that I would want to just work with you without even having a perspective कि भाई क्या होता है कैसे internship पे ले लो वैसे. So that they started giving me projects saying that okay, you come for this project, and it's the day of the execution. While I was doing that, I got to meet a lot of people who were from music, which means artists. Now when you meet and talk to such people, you're directly exposed to that mind frame of how an artist's life is. That's I think the click where I tried to understand what entrepreneurship means. So I did my grad. Then I'm a double masters. I've done my post grad. I've done MA in literature. So I have bigger dreams. So that's why that's the standpoint I looked at, and I continued doing it.
So let's go back to where you've traveled to, what you've learned from your travel, because I'm sure whoever travels learns something.
So there is in the Western culture, you must have heard about gap year, correct? So if you say if I'm going to take a gap year, what do you actually do? You are actually taking the time back for yourself, understanding. You start self-reflection. You start evaluating until what good you are at. And so I decided I want to do a gap year. But of course, we are in India, and suddenly if you say for 1 year I'm just going to travel, and that doesn't go too well. So I decided that I'm going to tell my mother that I'm going to do my post-graduation. And 12 months, I did 16 trips. So, and what was the bandwidth? Is because I was doing a full-time post-graduation course, and I got one college. It's as simple as that. I got a break into traveling. Like everyone says that, I traveled there and then that I've become a traveler. But I believe traveling happens to you. It moves you. And in my case, I was good at, writing little content work and all. Like I said, whatever I wanted to do, I would always look at it from a business point of view where I could just do it for free. Like, kai ke liye paisa bharna hai yaar? So let's say, for example, even I'm a crazy motorcyclist. I love motorcycles. So when I wanted to ride these super bikes, who is going to give me a super bike to ride at the age of, just 19 or 20? So I approached content writing companies who review these bikes and told them that I can write on automobile. And they would just send me to the company. I would get along with them and get the bike, and I could keep the bike for a day to review it. So that's how I enjoyed my passion, riding bike for free and riding a super bike. So connecting the dots here about my gap year, I did about 16 trips in 12 months. Buffalo Clothing is an adventure brand, and White Collar Hippie is a adventure company which is based out of Mumbai. So they had a camping where they would promote their adventure clothing brand, and the contest was called "What's in Your Backpack?" And I wrote, and luckily I won that contest along with a friend of mine. We got all paid trips sponsored by Buffalo Clothing to the Himalayas. Different travelers from across the country, and we had to do mount cycling. We would go for a trek, river crossing, paragliding, parasailing. So we did that, and that's the first time I'm going to the Himalayas, and I have never witnessed snow-capped mountains and all those Instagram captions, to be very honest. And that moved me. I was like, damn, this is it. And when I returned from the trip, I was completely a changed man, because I started looking at simple pleasures, what we could do living in a city. And let's say, for example, I was moved by the fact when we went to Bir Billing, which is India's highest paragliding space. So we took 3 hours to climb the entire mountain by car. And I would see these small kids who live on those mountains to go to their school, that actually trekking down, and their trip is like 1 hour down, 1 hour up every day just to go to school. So things like that, it moved me. I was like, where we live is luxury. It's above and beyond, like, you're blessed. So with that perspective, it moved me to understand what traveling can do to you, what you can learn, and what you would start loving. And you'll become more humble, kind. So that happened, and I think, and it gave the courage to, and it was actually like that. ये पहाड़ हम चढ़ रहे हैं 3 घंटे से, और रात हो गई है, and we're like, अब तो डर लगना चाहिए. लेकिन ये बच्चे every day they're going to school right in the morning before sunrise, and they're returning while it's dark. So I'm sure, like, there's no fear, and that got to me saying that then I can definitely do it, as a solo traveler. So after 2015, I have only solo traveled. I have done all those trips in my gap year along with my postgrad. Traveled solo.
I think solo travel is the best thing to do, but I think when you travel alone, it opens up your horizon to the next level. Like, if you want to get up at 4 in the morning and see the sunrise, you will see it. The next
Absolutely.
day.
And in India in Bombay, you would never do that.
Correct. Even if you go alone, I think that it's not an issue nowadays, because I think there will be so many others like you who are also traveling and also alone, maybe. And you know, that companionship just like happens. Like, you don't even need to know the language they know. I think even that's
Very
not
true.
the barrier. Sunil, let me know of your biking trips. I think I'm more interested, because I can ride a bike. I've ridden bikes on my solo trip, but I haven't done anything that would be wow. I want you to tell me if you have done any trip that is in like 5 days, 7 days, 10 days on a bike.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. So I have actually, after my 2015 trip, that entire sponsored thing, like I said, I was in love. Until date, I'm in love with the mountains. So if you tell me like a beach place or a mountain place, I would any day be up for a mountain place. So every motorcyclist's dream is to go to Ladakh. And I would not deny it, only for the fact, even if you are not a motorcyclist, you will become a bike lover because you want to go to Ladakh. Let's be honest, actually. Let me put it
I would want to make an honest confession. Even I want to do it, but I've never been able to do it. But I will do it. Surely I will do it.
Yeah. It's a must do, Kevin. I mean, when you go there, you will know what people actually post and say that it's real. Like, you want to post that. So I decided that I want to go to Ladakh, but I want to go alone. I want to not go with these biking groups and all, because I love my space. So 2018, after my post graduation, I started deciding that I would save things. Not to say that I became selfish, but I started treating myself well. So for every birthday, I decided I'm going to gift myself something, and with my own money. So with that pleasure, I started dreaming about going to Ladakh. So I was going to do it actually on my 25th birthday. I decided I'm going to gift this trip to myself and go to Ladakh, and realized that when I'm going to go to Ladakh, I may come across situations where I would not be ready for. So I decided to take the trip with my best friend Rakesh. So he owns a Harley, and we both took a trip on a Harley Davidson from Mumbai to Ladakh and back. So, and the entire trip was about close to 25 or 30 days on. We took turns to ride. And yeah, we properly had our riding gears. So safety is very important. And along with that, like when I talked about maturity hit in and what you can do for the country, so I took this very small initiative, Green Roads Initiative, which I named it. So I took these ready saplings, which you get saplings, and at every pit stop from riding from Mumbai to Ladakh and back, at every pit stop, I planted those saplings. So close to around 40 odd saplings I planted at every, be it my first stop in Gujarat, or be it Rajasthan, be it Delhi, Chandigarh, Manali.
This podcast is brought to you by Backpacker Me, Instagram handle @BackpackerMe. Follow, share.